Welcome to Freelance Sucks. Here we discuss the dark side of freelancing about which nobody usually talks out loud. In this show, we speak with experienced freelancers, and I'm sure listening to their stories helps you prepare for freelancers' challenges. My name is Yuri. I'm a community builder at Code Control and 9am.works, and my guest is Stefania Volpe, a project manager at the freelancing platform Freelancermap.com, who definitely knows what challenges and pains freelancers deal with on their professional journeys. So, welcome, Stefania.
Welcome. No, welcome. Oh my God. Hi, Yuri. Thanks for having me today.
Yeah, super happy to talk to you. I know that you are working with many freelancers, and I know that they definitely complain. Every freelancer complains at some point. So, what is the most challenging part of being a freelancer, from complaints you received, surveys you've made, and conversations with freelancers?
Yeah. So the most common complaint I hear from freelancers is project acquisition, client acquisition. So it's also a questions we have been asking in our freelance surveys. And we are doing this in 7 years. And the question is always what are freelance challenges, and top answer is project acquisition. So I'm definitely saying this is maybe the hardest part for freelancers. And project acquisition is also associated with their income and fluctuating income, which is also a pain for freelancers. So yeah, at the end, it's about economic stability in the present, but also for the future. Of course, freelancers have also to consider like saving money for the future. So everything is tied together. So not finding projects leads to fluctuating income and maybe for economic instability. So yeah.
I hear this so many times that it's hard to find projects, and people sometimes have no skills on how to do that. That I already starting to think that the first thing that you have to do when you are becoming a freelancer, create just some kind of website or do a LinkedIn page and try to find clients even without doing proposing services. So, and only then, if somebody is buying already, even without you being a freelancer, you can only start thinking about becoming a freelancer.
Yeah, that's a good strategy.
Because I feel like otherwise people are, oh yeah, I will go freelance and I will sit with my laptop on the beach and I will just jump in the ocean every minute. And then like they're facing the harsh reality and like, oh my God, what to do? So what also do you think is the most time consuming thing freelancers deal with?
I don't want to repeat myself, but I would also say client acquisition. I mean, it's a part. I think it's a part of the most time-consuming things for freelancers and it's also something we are seeing from the results of our surveys that many freelancers underestimate the time and efforts needed to land new projects and new clients. So the time they spend looking and acquire new clients, the time it cannot be offset. So you're not you're not earning for this time. So of course you are doing work, but you are not actively charging for this time you are investing on landing new clients. So the longer it takes to find the new clients, the longer they don't earn anything. So this client acquisition part, it's really time consuming, but it's a part of I call them unproductive tasks. I mean, it's at the end it's a productive task, but you are not actively charging money for the hour. So also the whole accounting stuff and administrative tasks and customer care. So they are all quite time-consuming task for freelancer. They spend around 20% of their time with these tasks. So it's quite a lot if you think, for a freelancer.
Sometimes I hear that people start searching for new projects only at the moment when the previous project ended. So from your perspective, when do they really have to search for new projects?
Yeah, I think at the end could be maybe late, depending, of course, depending on the industry and many aspects. But I think if you know a project is going to end, then you should maybe start maybe a couple of months before, start looking for the next opportunities.
And even though client acquisition is most time consuming and the most challenging part of being a freelancer, still like it or dislike it, you have to do this. Otherwise, you can't be a freelancer.
Yeah.
And except for this, what is one thing that freelancer really dislike dealing with?
I think all topics associated with money, it's always a bit painful for freelancers. So the whole setting rate thing could also be like annoying. At least at the beginning, when you are new in the business and you don't really know how it works, so it could be annoying. And I think also, this fluctuating income I was mentioning before. So freelance work doesn't guarantee you a steady paycheck like for a full-time employee, for example. So it's really a challenge, like to find the right balance and to manage your financings and plan the future. So this all money stuff, I think it's a bit awkward for freelancers, but of course they also have to deal with. It's a part of being a freelancer.
So usually people think that, okay, I'm a great developer, I'm a great designer, I'm a great whatever, I will become freelancer. But they're forgetting about every other skill they need to be a really good freelancer. So from your experience, what are those skills freelancers really need except for just being a good professional in what you are doing?
Yeah. I think communication is probably the most important one. So it's communication with the clients, but it also implies like selling yourself. So yes, being able and confident of selling your services, and also this whole soft skills. So not only your technical skills or whatever you need for your work, but also this soft skills, so communication and time management. And I think the soft skills part is also a really important one when you are a freelancer, and you need a lot of discipline.
Yeah, exactly. And when you are doing surveys for freelancers, do you ask them a question, how many people are building their brands?
No, it's not a question we have, but most of them. So you mean if they are working alone or if they are like a small team?
I mean, if they are building their online or offline brand, so people know that they're something somewhere out there, because it really helps to get you clients.
Yeah. Most of them are on platforms like LinkedIn, as you mentioned before, also on freelancing platforms. Many have their own websites. They have like social media profiles, a blog. Some of them are also like speaking and congresses, and like building network. It's also a good strategy. But you have out there, they don't know you exist, so you have to build your brand. It's also a quite consuming part, I think, of being a freelancer.
Yeah, I heard, I had this conversation with Ido Ran. He's a freelancer, and he told like, unless you are well known, such as Simon Sinek or somebody else, you have to like use 50% of your time building your brand. So 50% is like the work itself, 50% is building your brand, because at the end of the day, how will people know that you exist? There are so many voices out there. And if your friend wanted to become a freelancer, what are 3 things you'd tell them to consider before doing it?
So first of all, don't underestimate yourself. We've talked about the importance of of your income. So if you don't have income, you can't run your business. So it's like the basic. So really important not to underestimate yourself and not to set lower hourly rates than the one you could get for your experience, your industry, and all the aspects we have mentioned. And I think that is a strategy a lot of freelancers, at least at the beginning, use in order to acquire more or to land more projects, more clients. But I don't think it's the right strategy.
Yeah,
maybe just at the beginning. And I would tell him or her not to underestimate the efforts for client and project acquisition. Like it's like a big pain, the biggest pain maybe for freelancers. So really be sure that you also would have job and opportunities out there. And I think the advice you mentioned before, like starting looking for project without being a freelancer, it's a good one, and it's also an advice I would give to freelancer to be. And the last one I think would be don't forget your work-life balance. Like buzzwords of the year. No, but it's really an important one. And freelancing can blur maybe the line between work and your personal life. And I think you really have to keep this in mind and try also to prioritize your well-being. And because at the end we have one body and one mind, and it's the most precious resource we have, and without it, that's no business, no work. So really important also to take care of the work-life balance.
Yeah, is it even possible?
Yeah, difficult, but I think we really have to try this.
Yeah, I understand. And for someone who are starting freelancing today, what is one thing that they should really be aware of? What is one thing that they are not expecting when they are starting their freelancing journey?
Maybe that the work environment can change really fast, and that they have to be prepared. With the pandemic, for example, we have witnessed massive changes in the work and the freelancing world. And a lot of projects stopped, or they were set to pause. And also lately with this inflation thing, a lot of companies have want to save money, so they cut off resources, like for example external resources, like freelancers are. So at least you are a millionaire and you don't really care about money. And I think you'll have to be to guarantee yourself like a good economic basis, and to be able that your business survive at least a couple of months, maybe without having new projects. And it's also a question we ask to our freelancers. And last year, for example, they suggest freelancers who want to start a business to have at least 12,000 euros by side. So it's a sum you could use to survive for the first maybe month, or for a difficult period which could come up unexpectedly. So to think about it, that things can change really fast, and that it's better to be prepared.
You know, Stefania, I wish to have the sky's the limit, but time is the limit. So the final question: what are your thoughts on professional loneliness in remote setup?
Have a pet.
That works. Exactly.
That's my strategy. I mean, I'm also working in the office, not totally remote, but having a pet at home helps. Yeah.
Got it. Thank you so much for sharing your experience and for having such an open conversation.
Yeah, thank you, Yuri.
And thank you so much for listening. If you like the show, hit the like button or 5 stars and share it with your friend. That's it. We're done. See you in the next episode.